I trusted him with everything, my business, my savings, my future. But James, my partner and my friend, betrayed me in the cruelest way imaginable. He thought I was broken, that I'd never fight back. But what I did next was brutal, shocking, and he would regret it for the rest of his life. It was a bitterly cold evening in Manchester when I first realized the true extent of his betrayal. I'd just returned to our shared office, expecting the familiar hum of computers and the smell of coffee, but the place was completely empty and eerily silent. On my desk was a stack of documents, bank statements, invoices, contracts, all marked with red warnings I'd never seen before. My eyes shot to the screens. Emails sent from his account, secret money transfers, and evidence of deals he had manipulated to siphon every single cent from my hard work. I sank into my chair, disbelief and fury colliding in my chest. James, my business partner, the man I considered a brother, had systematically stolen everything I had built over 5 long years. Every late night, every pitch, every sleepless hour now felt like a complete waste, betrayed by the very person I trusted most. My mind raced, my heart pounding like a drum as I replayed all our meetings, all his reassurances, all his empty promises. And as the rain hammered against the office windows, mirroring the storm brewing inside me, I realized something chilling. Betrayal had a face, and it was his. In that moment, one thing became crystal clear: I could not let this go unanswered. James had taken everything from me, but he had seriously underestimated me. The reckoning was coming, and it would be calculated, merciless, and absolutely unforgettable. James had always seemed so ambitious, charming, and reliable, a man you could trust with anything. We met years ago at a networking event right here in central Manchester, both of us eager to make our mark in the tech industry. I'm Alex, and I'd grown up in Liverpool, working tirelessly to build a modest startup that could compete with the big players. James, on the other hand, was the son of a wealthy family. He had the charisma and the connections that I lacked. Together, we formed what seemed like the perfect partnership, combining my vision with his influence to grow our company into something special. For years, we celebrated one success after another, huge product launches, landing major investors, and those late-night brainstorming sessions in our downtown office. To outsiders, we were an unstoppable team, a perfect duo. But beneath the surface, cracks had started to form. Small lies, subtle manipulations, and secretive phone calls that I foolishly brushed off as minor inconveniences were slowly adding up. Our friends and colleagues admired our apparent harmony, completely unaware of the silent games being played behind closed doors. Even Oliver, a mutual friend and one of our early investors, had tried to warn me. He saw the subtle signs of greed and manipulation that I just refused to see. This betrayal wasn't a sudden act. It had been months in the making, meticulously planned and perfectly executed. And now, sitting there in that empty office staring at the wreckage of my life and my dreams, I finally realized that every smile, every handshake, every single promise James had ever made was a lie carefully crafted to destroy me while keeping his own hands clean. The days that followed were a blur of rage, disbelief, and a cold, calculating determination. Every call James made, every text he sent, felt like a personal mockery, a reminder of how effortlessly he had stolen everything from me. I started watching him closely, noting every slip-up, every sign of his overconfidence, every single meeting he tried to hide. This betrayal ran so much deeper than just money. It was about trust, about our friendship, and the life we had supposedly built together. I began gathering evidence, documenting every shady deal, every manipulated contract, every secret transfer. I knew that the moment of reckoning had to be perfect. My friends started noticing the tension in me, the way I'd avoid confrontation in public, the cold glint in my eyes that betrayed the storm raging inside. One evening, I confronted him casually in the office, masking the fury that burned within me. "James, can we talk?" I asked quietly, controlling every tremor in my voice. He just laughed, completely unaware that I knew everything. "Sure, Alex, what's this about?" he said, leaning back in his chair, smug and confident. I managed a faint smile, hiding the hurricane of my emotions, because I knew that patience was my greatest weapon now. Every move he had made, every betrayal, was just another step toward the perfect plan of revenge I was crafting in silence. When the time finally came, James would realize that stealing from me was the gravest mistake of his entire life. The tension escalated so quickly. James just continued to act as if nothing had happened, flaunting the luxuries he had stolen, meeting with investors, and laughing with our colleagues while I stayed in the shadows, waiting for my moment. Every casual gesture he made, every boastful remark, stung like a knife in my chest. I started following the patterns, tracking his appointments, monitoring his messages, and documenting every single detail. One rainy evening, I caught him red-handed. He was negotiating a deal that he had deliberately tried to keep from me, the same deal that had already cost me thousands. The shock of seeing him so bold, so utterly confident, just fueled the fire burning inside me, but I didn't act impulsively. I had learned that timing and precision were everything. I compiled it all, screenshots, recordings, and documented proof of his betrayals, carefully preparing for the ultimate moment of truth. The apartment and the office, once shared spaces filled with our dreams, now felt like war zones, silent witnesses to the calculated patience that had replaced my heartbreak. I rehearsed every move, planned every confrontation, and waited for the perfect opportunity to strike back. Every lie James had told, every trust he had broken, was now ammunition for the inevitable reckoning. And deep down, I knew that when the moment came, the betrayal that had shattered my life would be returned in full measure, leaving him stunned, humiliated, and powerless, making him understand far too late that the person he had wronged was not someone to be underestimated. The night I chose for my revenge was the launch party for James's newest breakthrough product, a celebration of success that he'd stolen directly from my plans. The rooftop bar was packed with investors, their champagne glasses glinting under the Manchester skyline. I arrived unannounced, completely composed in a tailored suit, and watched him bask in applause for work that was never his. I waited until the guests were distracted, then I made my move. In a private corner, I activated the network drive I secretly prepared. It was a dossier of incontrovertible proof-altered contracts restored to their originals, bank transfers traced, and recorded calls exposing his manipulations. I had also arranged for the company server to redirect the gala's main presentation screens to play my evidence montage. As the lights dimmed for James's big speech, every projector flickered to life. But instead of his smiling slides, the screens filled with the archived messages and documents I had exposed. The room fell into a stunned silence. You could see the color drain from people's faces as the montage spelled out his theft in cold, undeniable detail. James's jaw dropped. His confident smile completely fractured. Investors started murmuring, phones lit up, and his allies just evaporated into awkward whispers. He tried to recover, to weave some pathetic excuses, but the proof I presented left no room for lies. I just stood there and watched him shrink under the weight of his own deceit. It wasn't a physical act of brutality I delivered, but a public, ruthless dismantling of everything he had stolen. In that moment, seeing the utter humiliation on his face was the closest thing to justice I had ever felt, a brutal, precise revenge that returned every stolen piece of my life in full measure. In the days that followed, James simply disappeared. He vanished from the industry and from the lives of everyone who had once admired him. Investors severed all their ties, colleagues whispered behind closed doors, and the reputation he had so carefully built crumbled into dust. For me, the aftermath was surreal. It was a mix of relief and a lingering bitterness. I walked along the streets of Manchester, the city lights reflecting in the puddles from an overnight rain, and I felt a quiet, profound satisfaction. My revenge hadn't been about cruelty. It had been about reclaiming what was mine and making sure deceit could never threaten my life or my dreams again. My friends noticed a change in me, not anger or bitterness, but a calm, confident strength that came from standing up to betrayal and winning without stooping to his level. The lesson lingered. Trust must be guarded, and betrayal, no matter how cleverly it's hidden, always leaves a trail. Though the scars remain, they serve as reminders of vigilance, resilience, and the sheer power of patience. And while James's downfall was satisfying, my life has moved forward, filled with new opportunities, clearer boundaries, and a renewed determination. I learned that revenge isn't always loud or violent. Sometimes, the most brutal justice is the one delivered with precision, intelligence, and perfect timing. What part of this story shocked you the most? Which twist caught you by surprise? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I really want to know how this story of betrayal and revenge resonated with you. And if you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more stories like this one. Thanks for watching.